Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Odette Stone, but you already knew that, right? Because you're subscribed. In today's video, what I wanted to do is finally sit down and talk about my orchiectomy. I've had it done about a year ago at this point. And the plan is to read to you a shortened summary of the post-operative care for the first, just for the first 48 hours after surgery and stuff. And then I'll go into talking about my experience, my recovery, the pain rates, all that. So just to get things started, for the post-operative instructions for the orchiectomy, it says keep all dressings absolutely dry and in place until removed in our office on your first post-op visit. You want to rest in bed for the remaining day after you get out of surgery, only getting up to use the bathroom if you have to. And you can shower after 48 hours. Do not smoke for 2 weeks after surgery. Smoking will inhibit your healing process. Clean any of your stitches with a Q-tip using half peroxide and half water for the first 3 days after surgery. Apply Neosporin or an antibacterial cream twice daily to the stitches for the first 3 days. You want to use ice for the first week periodically at the incision sites to relieve the pain and swelling. Pain medications and antibiotics will be prescribed to prevent infection and alleviate pain and discomfort. You will be instructed to wear a scrotal support, a jock strap, or supportive brief underwear with fluffed 4x4 gauze sponges to support surgical area for 2 weeks, which I will show you in just a moment. You may not drive for 1 week, no heavy lifting or straining for 2 to 4 weeks, so be prepared to ask for help getting around, which I definitely did. Regular activities are usually resumed within 2 weeks, and a full recovery can be expected within 4 to 6. Any concerns that you may want to know about or need to contact your doctor for include severe bleeding, a temperature over 101 degrees, severe nausea or vomiting, significant swelling of one side compared to the other, so if it's lopsided, severe black and blue bruising, severe burning pain that is not controlled by pain medications. So that's the first little paper. So just to move into the jock strap that you have to wear for the extended amount of time that I just said to you. So I will show you what mine looked like. Mine is very old at this point. It's over a year. She's old, baby. She's been through it, let me tell you. Damn, do I have this thing inside out? Is this the correct way? No, I think I had it right the first time. So sorry. So I'm assuming that this is a standard jock strap. I'm assuming. I don't know. This is the first one and only one I've had, I believe. The pouch portion is fairly large, just so you can see with it flat. It is fairly large, so when you're wearing it, they're going to pack it full of gauze. All this will be, gauze that will be supporting the surgical area, the scrotum. Before I get way too ahead of myself, for anybody who doesn't know what an orchiectomy is, it's the removing of your testicles from the scrotum. Just in case if you didn't know, this is primarily for trans women who get orchiectomies. It's also for men who have some form of testicular problem. They will have their testicles removed, whether that be for testicular cancer or any other issues or complications regarding your nuts. I'm trying to think, is there any other information I need to give before I continue? I don't think so. So in regards to surgery and stuff, I believe the price that I paid was $3,500. It's in my orchiectomy vlog if you would like to go and get that exact information. I give it to you right there in the moment. Pain-wise, it wasn't bad when I got out of surgery. I was a little bit groggy, as you usually are waking up from anesthesia. And then I had fried chicken and french fries in a hotel room. When you're walking, it is a little bit stiff. You can definitely feel the pressure, and it is tight in that area, and it's going to remain so for quite some time. Around your pelvis line, right around the line of your pelvis, your hips, and in your groin area, it will be tight and a little bit like if you move a certain way, you can't do deep squats or things like that, but if you move a certain way, you can feel it like tugging at you a little bit. And for pain medication, I had hydrocodone, and I think that was it. And I didn't ever really have to take it. The pain was very manageable for me. I'd lived with chronic testicular pain, ooh, voice cracked, for quite some time. So this pain was nothing. It was more so a relief, and it's very euphoric to be sitting there without any type of testosterone running through your body, because you don't have to take testosterone blockers anymore if you're on HRT. To get this surgery, it's just like any other trans-related surgery. You do have to have letters of recommendations from your psychiatrist and or therapist, and then you have to do your physical, and I think that's it just for this, because it's kind of a non-invasive gender-affirming surgery. I guess it is invasive, but it isn't invasive. For me, the scrotum is still intact. It was not removed or anything. That was due to personal choice, because I do intend on getting a vaginoplasty. I was about to say a vagina, but I can't. I think vaginoplasty is the technical name of the surgery. I do intend on getting one later on down the line, and I'm happy to say that you don't have any shrinkage going on after the fact. I'm trying to think, did anything else change that you would want to know? The scars are like in between the like around the base of the not the base, around like the rim. So like, let's say this is your junk right here, and then these right here are the sides of it. So then you've got your pubic mound up here, and this is your junk, right? So the stitches are going to be around the perimeter in the fold of the skin, so it's not, you don't see them at all. I had dissolving stitches, and it was a breeze. Outside of the slight discomfort, like if you were walking around too much or a little bit too active, then that's when it gets to be a little bit uncomfortable. As a whole though, like from like the mental aspect of it, of no longer having testosterone in me, it was very stabilizing, mood stabilizing, because you know, if you miss a dose of your T blockers or your estrogen, you kind of get off kilter pretty severe. Anybody who's been on HRT for an extended amount of time would know that sensation. So it was very stabilizing, very gender affirming. And it's just nice, because it's going to be a while until I'm able to have my vaginoplasty, sadly, which I guess I can make a separate video on. But the short answer to that story is I just have to wait a little bit longer, because the company I work for, the insurance no longer covers it. And that's very devastating for me, because anyone who's been around for a while knows that I had a GoFundMe for a little while that was actually a pretty large success and allowed me to get on the surgical waiting list with Dr. Marcy Bowers. It is very disappointing and upsetting for me that essentially that money has gone to waste. And I try not to think about it too much, because that was a lot of hard work, you know, a lot of hard work and a lot of soul searching in order to just ask for help. And I may have to ask for help again in the future. I don't know, but that's for another video. A year later, you don't, the scars, if there are, well, there are some, they're not visible because they're in the crease of the skin. I feel no pain anymore. I did have to return to work early. I think I had about 3 weeks of recovery, 3 to 4 weeks, when they recommend 4 to 6, but I had about 3 weeks off, and I was at work with stitches. Thankfully, I work in retail, so I didn't have to do a whole lot. I just manned the front end at that time. The only other thing I can think of is like, it didn't inhibit erections. Those are still fine. As far as like, what is the nice way of putting it? The bodily fluids that leave you during an orgasm, those are now clear, which is kind of odd, and it's if anything happens, but I will say you can still have wet orgasms if you're curious about it. Orgasms intensified, they're much more intense and long lasting. It sometimes will take the breath out of me, which is kind of a little bit TMI, but if you wanted to know, you do. And I think that's it. If you do have any more questions, if there was anything that I was not thorough enough about, if there's anything that I was unable to answer for you in this video, please feel free to leave me a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram at OdetteStone__. That way, if you didn't feel comfortable enough to post a comment or to post your question, you're welcome to message me through the instant messenger on Instagram. Please no hate. Please don't be disrespectful. Don't be an asshole, because I wasn't one to you, and I don't need 2 of them in my life. One's enough. Okay? So thank you for watching, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.